Okay, so I've got all of my time data here. I just want to mention that you don't have to type in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What you can do is type in 10 seconds, right? And then in the cell right below that, you can type equal, type the equal button, select the cell 10, and then type plus 10, and then hit the enter key. And what that's going to do is add 10 to the cell above it. Position your mouse on the bottom right corner of this box, and you'll see how your cursor changes into a plus key. Okay, not here, but this plus key. And then carefully drag that down to encompass all of your data. Okay, and then to graph, you'll want to left click and hold and select these two columns here. Okay, your time is in the x-axis and your temperature is the y-axis. Don't make it temperature and time. You'll have a screwed up graph. Make it time on the left and temperature on the right. Up here on your menu bar, click insert, okay? And then charts is kind of right in the middle, and you'll want to choose charts, and this will drop down and choose the scatter plot here on the upper left corner, okay? When you do that, you'll want to change some of these features here. First of all, you can see how we're not quite zoomed in on the graph. We seem to be graphing all the way to 250, but our data only goes to 210. So what you want to do is click on these numbers here, okay? And you want to click on this little axis options icon here, okay? And then you want to click on axis options, okay? This arrow here or this text here on top. And then what you'll see is that we're going from a minimum of 0 to 250. I wanted to go to 210 because my last data point is at 210. Okay, now we're zoomed in really well on the data. Click on this axis here, and you can see how this is terrible. I'm going from, 0 all the way to 20 or so. I want to go from 14 to 20. So for the minimum, I want to change that to 14 and type the enter key. And now my graph is, nice and zoomed in on the section of interest. Okay. There are a couple things you want to do here. Double click or triple click actually on the chart title there to select all of that and name this whatever it is. Okay, I would call it the cooling curve of pure cyclohexane or something like that. I wouldn't name it actually my name of my graph, but you get the idea. Over here on the very upper left-hand corner of the Excel window, not if you're on the spreadsheet, okay, you won't see that. You have to select your graph, drop down, and choose axis titles, okay? And so you'll want to choose the primary, and of course, this is the, I'm having a hard time triple clicking. You want to type time, and this is in minutes, right? That's the abbreviation for minutes. You'll want to set up the axis title for the other one, and that's called temperature. And I'm just going to call it capital C because I don't know how to do superscript on the PC. All right, I don't know the shortcut for that, or the U encode symbol for the degree symbol. All right, now that we're set up, we want to find some points that define a plateau. Okay, so I mean, maybe these 3 points could be a plateau, or maybe these 3 points right here are all in a line and they're all a plateau. Okay, and if I click on the graph and position my mouse over this, I can see it's the 110, 120, and 130. Okay, so 110, 120, 130. I want to take those temperatures, select them, and type Control C, press and hold the Control, press V, right? Control C, and I'm going to call this the plateau region. Okay. Let me delete my graph here. Select everything you see, okay? The time, the temperature, and the plateau region, okay? Insert your chart just like we did before. Now you can see this little yellow thing, okay? If you click on the yellow, you're actually selecting, whoops, did not mean to grab that chart title. Okay, if you select on the yellow, you can see how you're just selecting that data, okay? The time and that just data. If you select the blue, it's the time and all the data, okay? So what I want to do is select those 3 data points, click the right key, and then, so right mouse click, okay? And then you want to click Add Trend Line. And what you want to do is display our equation, display the r squared. It's infinite or a divide by zero error, so that's why it shows that. But it says y equals 15, and then it's, the slope is 0 here. So what we want to do is get the equation for that line and solve for it. So for example, if you have, in this case, I have y equals 15x plus 0, right? And I want to solve for, I'm sorry, that's, the slope is 0 in this weird example that I'm showing you. So I just need to plug in, solve for the intercept. Okay, so y is equal to 15 here when x is equal to 0. So I plug in 0 for x. 0 times 0 is 0 plus 15, right? So y is 15. So that's my TF, all right? And yeah, so there's a way to insert text and all that. If you wanted to, you could put a little text box on here, and you could write 15C, and you could, bring that down to the label there. The graph doesn't look too good, so let me change that really quick. So to label your data for easy grading and so on, you could insert a text box and write TF is equal to 15 degrees Celsius. And that's where the intercept is, okay? Now, normally you don't have quite a weird graph or situation like that. You actually have a slope. So let me show you one where that might be the case, just so you can see what that looks like. And again, if you're a science major, you'll get used to using Excel quite a bit. So here, right click on those orange dots, right? Those are the plateau. And you want to choose Add Trend Line. Okay, we want to display the R and everything in there. And here's our equation. Okay, so I just want to show you. So this time the slope's kind of going up, but where that hits the axis is where your melting point is. Okay, so what you want to do is write down your equation. Okay, this is our equation. And then what you want to do is set x equal to 0, right? And that will be finding the intercept, okay? So y equals negative 0.003 times 0, right? Plus 15.35, and y is equal to 15.35. So what I'm trying to say is this part of the equation, I can't make that bold. Anyways, the 15.35 is called the, yeah, I did make it bold. The 15.35 is your intercept, okay? So that's what the TF is. Make sure you label that. If you click on the chart, you can insert a text box by doing insert and then choose this text, choose the very left, and then click and drag to make it and write TF equals, in this case, it's 15.35, and put a units there. Maybe scale this a little bit. The font size looks fine, and just stick that over there on the left-hand side of the curve, okay? When you take an image, you can do Control, print screen, wherever that is on your keyboard. Take a screenshot of this, okay, and turn that in. That's all I wanted to mention here.